Hey everyone, it's DeAnna from DeAnnaScraps, and I am here with a process video for the Crafty Maven Getaway channel. And in the beginning of the video, you saw the inspiration piece, which had lots of really bright colors like lime green and yellow and pink. And then the next image was a layout that I am scraplifting by Catherine Martin. And she is on YouTube. And is also like all over Pinterest and all that too. She's a design team member for the Hip Kit Club. So, and as I showed in the beginning, I am using a hip kit, and it's the July hip kits. And so I didn't write a lot of these products down, but for the, it's all from the hip kits other than the white cardstock. And then I used some black letter stickers later. So all of these products came in the different kits for July. So a couple of these pieces of paper I'm using are scraps, and I had already done a layout, so I'm just using up some of the scraps that I had left from that layout. And what I love most about the layout that Catherine Martin did was that there was this big block of like photo paper and embellishments, and then down in the left hand corner on the bottom there was another set of embellishments. So that's what I'm going to try to mimic here. With the hip kits you get these cut files, and I'm really excited because I moved my craft space and I was able to find a spot for my silhouette where I can just use it whenever I want to. So I'm super excited about that. So I've had my silhouette for, 2-3 years, and I feel like I have not gotten any use out of it really. So now that it's in a place where I can use it all the time, I'm sure I will use it a lot more often. So this cut file is actually from Ashley Horton, and I just took the heart and I'm backing it with some of the. So in Kathy's layout, there is a tall like deer that's in the bottom left corner. And so I'm trying to use that idea with the heart, is to just have something that's a little bit taller that just stands up on the embellishment stack. And so again, that's just what I'm using the heart for. Excuse me. And then I have this ampersand, which is like a wood veneer with green stripes on it. And the little black pieces there, the You and Me and the So Happy Together, those are actual die cuts from the hip kit. They're like their own die cuts. And you'll see in a little while, like I pull out my little bin that holds all the different embellishments and die cuts. And it's not even all of them. It's just the ones that I dumped out of the package. And there's just a ton. So, and I'm going to just put a little bit of adhesive on here so that I can do some sewing. I'm actually going to sew a couple times on this layout. The first time is going to be sewing those black strips down, and I'm also starting to create the foundation for the embellishment pieces at the bottom. I'm using a strip of the pattern paper from the kit, and then I'm using some of these vellum sticky strips. They're like washi tape, but it's like, I think they're like more like vellum. And I'm gonna sew a little bit on those too. All right, so I'm back. There's the sewing. Then I'm just gonna kind of layer stuff back on, and I think I actually start to stick some things down. Yep. And I was going to just use the dot adhesive to do that wood veneer, but I think I do end up bringing my ATG tape in, to stick that down. It's a little bit harder with the bumps in the die cut piece. And then I decided I wanted to try some mist on the page. And this is, let's see, whoops. This is the Pretty in Pink colorings by Shimmers. And I really like this stuff because it dries very nice. I've talked before about how I had issues with whenever I did splatters, they would kind of smear on the page. I don't have issues at all with this ink. So I go ahead and do that. And then I'm going to, I think this is where I put the, yeah, so I'm going to do some sewing on this piece of paper too. And I'm just kind of lifting up. I've seen lots of people doing that lately and I wanted to try it. I like it. I still kept finding myself wanting to press the sides down, but I did go ahead and sew around there, and I'm going to pop up the picture, and I'm just using some of the fun foam. And I'm still going through, like, if you've seen some of my previous videos, I have a baggie of just fun foam that I had used a couple years ago on Christmas cards, and I'm just using the leftovers from that still. So it goes a long ways. I'm going to add a little bit more mist. I just felt like I needed some up in that corner. All right, and now I wanted a place to put my title. I wanted to use these lime green puffy stickers, but I knew that it wouldn't show up very well on that pattern paper. So there's the bin I was talking about earlier. But so I just used one of the Project Life cards that come in the hip kit. And I'm just going to use, and it's a funny card for the story. It says, LOL, I guess you had to be there. And this photo is just kind of funny. I have a whole bunch of photos that I took one time when Brian and I were driving in the truck. And it's funny because I love taking selfies with him in it while he's driving because there's not much he can do about it. He just has to sit there and take it. So the title is, Yes, I Am That Girl. And then my story will talk about how I love to do silly things like that, like just take a bunch of photos and, you know, he has to be in them. So you can see he's sticking his tongue out at me like he knows what I'm doing. So these flower die cuts, those are another part of the hip kit die cuts, and I'm going to try to figure out how to use them. I want to have some flowers on here, but I don't want it to be like overwhelming just because there's flowers on the pattern paper. But I love the obviously the colors all match perfectly. And I like just having the little splashes of color here and there with flowers. And those die cuts up there are also from the die cuts in the hip kit pack. I play with this yellow flower for a little bit. I end up putting a little tab there that says awesomeness. And then how it's sitting right now is how I end up with the flowers. I'm going to go ahead and do my journaling. And the journaling just says, without a doubt, I am that girl who drives her boyfriend crazy, especially while he's driving by taking tons of selfies. It's so fun though. Which is so true. At least it's fun for me anyways. I don't know if it's fun for him. It's fun for me. I'm going to add this arrow here, and that's pretty much the end of the layout. I look at it a few times, and I even think about adding one more die cut, but I don't. That's the end of the layout. So thanks for watching, and I hope that you enjoyed the layout, and I will catch you next time.